beaches. Morton's been swimming each morning in the bay there. Even I ventured in for a bit of a paddle this morning. Didn't go above my waist though. No lifeguard on duty. Isn't it beautiful? That's where we've been staying.
It's been fantastic.
And what a 3 weeks we've had here. Absolutely gorgeous. And the finals have been pretty wonderful so far as well, as we look forward to our third final of the day. It's women's singles and Seyoung from Korea trying to win a third singles title in 3 consecutive weeks. It's only been achieved once in the singles discipline, and that was Ratchanok Intanon. She's up against the reigning world champion Pusarla Sindhu, is a former winner of this event, and she's in her third final at the end of year championships. So when we look at the draw, this is gone against the grain, because I can tell you that Chochuwon was top of Group A and Yamaguchi was top of Group B after the round robin stage, but both the top seeds lost in the semi-final stage. So we have a final with the second from Group B and the second from Group A. That makes it even more intriguing. And of course is the beauty of these round robin events. You can lose early on in the tournament and still win the entire competition, which is what both these players are trying to do. And Seyoung of Korea, still a teenager, up against the reigning world champion Pusarla Sindhu. So the court officials being announced first of all, and for Seyoung, well, can try and make history on several counts. No player from Korea has won the women's singles at the end of year championships. So she is the third player from her country to contest the women's singles final. Baeyoon-ju was the first, and then Sung Ji-hyun was in 2 finals, but never has a player from Korea won the women's singles since the inception of the Super Series and now the World Tour. She's been in tremendous form. 2 titles in the last 2 weeks. And for Pusarla Sindhu, well, she today comes the second most finalist in the women's singles discipline at the end of year championships. This her third final at this prestigious event. And of course, Tai Su-ying has been in 5 finals. But as you can see, this will be a third meeting between these 2 players, and Seyoung, the teenager, has won on both previous occasions. In fact, she's won in 2 straight games on the 2 previous occasions. The last time they met was the quarterfinal of the Denmark Super 1000 event, when Seyoung won 21-11, 21-12 in just 36 minutes. So, Morten, just inform us about who chose ends there, who won the toss?
Seyoung won the toss and she chose ends.
Yeah, it's interesting. 3 weeks ago they were all choosing to serve, weren't they? Now they realise that the difference in ends, it makes a big difference. So as far as the 19-year-old from Korea is concerned, this only her second end of the year championship. She was a semi-finalist at the 2020 edition, losing out to the eventual champion Tai Su-ying, but she had topped Group A in the last edition because she beat the then Olympic champion Carolina Marin in the group stage. Well, when we look at her results this year, on Wednesday she beat the number 4 seed Busanan Ongbang-Rangpan in 2 straight games, then lost to the number 2 seed Akane Yamaguchi in 3 games. Didn't need to play on Friday because Yang Min of Singapore had sadly retired. Semi-final, she beat Pornpui Chochuang 25-23, 21-17. An excellent semi-final that was too. So to her opponent, Pusarla Sindhu, better known in her home country simply as PV Sindhu, 26 years of age, has been as high as 2, and she finished the World Tour ranked 3 this year, having competed in 6 of the 8 World Tour events. Now looking at her matches, on Wednesday she beat Lina Kristoffersen, and then on Thursday Yvonne Lee. Friday she lost to Chochuang, and then as we saw on the draw graphic, she beat Akane Yamaguchi, the number 2 seed in yesterday's semi-final. So, quite remarkably, Pusarla Sindhu, who won the title in 2018, the first year of the HSBC BWF World Tour, beat Nozomi Okuhara in the final, and in winning that final, that was her first and remains her only World Tour title to date. But I can tell you that Pusarla Sindhu also reached the final before that. That was in Dubai in 2017, when she lost to Akane Yamaguchi in a thrilling final. An hour and 34 minutes it was in Dubai. So she likes these big tournament occasions, does Pusarla Sindhu. 2 Olympic medals, silver in Rio, bronze recently in Tokyo, 5 World Championship medals, at least 1 of each colour. The gold was in Basel in 2019, which is where she reached the only World Tour final that she's contested so far this year, the Swiss Super 300.
On my right, Seyoung, Korea. And on my left, Pusarla Sindhu, India. Seyoung to serve, Lahore. Play.
So Seyoung, the 19-year-old from Korea, in her 4th final in her last 5 tournaments. Won the first 2 titles here in Bali. The first 2 tournaments. Can she make it a hat-trick? And she's played an awful lot of badminton since the Sudirman Cup, has Seyoung. By my calculation, this is her 30th match since we all started in Finland 3 months ago.
3 love.
And only playing 1 discipline.
Yeah. Yes, there was a lot of talk about how, I think it may have been the 50th match today for Sapsari Terattanachang in the previous final. She's played 2 disciplines.
Yes.
Along the way.
4 love.
Well, what a start by the teenager.
Yeah, Sindhu really needs to get it together from the beginning here. She's, by definition, standing on the good end, and she needs to make that count. Oh, that's good.
That's lovely. She played several of those yesterday.
Service over. 1-4.
I know I pointed it out earlier, but I actually think that's one of the very, very few weaknesses in the game of Seyoung, and that's that backhand defence.
That's just wide.
Service over. 5.
Well, the world champion has never won a game against Seyoung. Why is that style-wise, Morton? Or why do you think? I mean, obviously you don't know for certain. What's your theory on that?
First of all, I would say that Seyoung has only excelled on the world stage after Sindhu won the World Championship in 2019.
Good point.
And I think, in all honesty, that Sindhu has not performed that well since August 2019. You pointed it out that she hasn't won any World Tour finals of World Tour tournaments at all.
Yeah.
And I really think she has not played to what I expected her to play since that final in Basel in August 19. And in the meantime, Seyoung has been shooting up, and she's got a game that really can frustrate Sindhu quite a lot, because Seyoung will be better than Sindhu at the net, and she can keep it safe and steady longer than what Sindhu can in her basic game. And the only weakness is just what is exploited here, the smash down that backhand side. And Sindhu really, really have to do something about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. What a shot.
Service over. 6.
Yeah.
4.
Actually, Seyoung, when she goes to Wilver tomorrow, if she's flying tomorrow,
Like the rest of us.
like the rest of us, it will be her first World Championships at senior level.
Yeah.
So that emphasises your point. She's really become a star since the last World Championships.
And Sindhu has not really performed since.
Yeah.
Apart from saying, okay, she won a bronze at the Olympics.
Yeah. Which is pretty special in itself.
Yes. That's good play.
Great control on the clear there.
7. 4.
It's a very controlled movement of Seyoung, isn't it? And she seems to have so much time.
Yes, she's moving very well on court.
And
Very strong legs.
And I like that lunge position when she goes forward. It's absolutely still, she's controlled.
Seyoung is only facing trouble either when she's playing someone who's got excellent technical skills, like Tai Su-ying, or someone who can really put the pressure on in terms of pace. And that is, of course, Carolina Marin, who's not here at the moment. And hopefully we will see her back in the future at her very best again.
Yeah. I think all badminton fans hope that. Oh, look at that backhand, terrific.
Yeah, good awareness. She knew that Sindhu was moving in at the net.
Let's go wide.
Service over. 10. 5.
And this is a shot if Sindhu is going to have a good day and really put the pressure on Seyoung. She cannot afford to miss. A lift like that cross court was a fairly simple shot, but yet she played it quite far out of court. And look at that, completely anticipated by Seyoung. And that's out.
And to the mid-game interval with a 6-point advantage. What a start by Seyoung.
she's in total control. Look at the last shot she's playing.
Yeah.
It shows lots of confidence.
Well, we're desperately trying to hear what was being said. I hope you managed to hear it at home, but certainly Morton and I couldn't hear what was being said there.
And it's so unfortunate because both the coaching is in English.
Exactly.
For once.
11, 5. Play.
Oh yeah, good follow-up. But it was the cross-court smash that did the damage.
12, 5.
Leaping from the base position. No, we're not going to see it.
Yeah, that's good. That's the pace. That's the pace she needs to play.
Service over. 6, 12.
Reached that one very early.
Yeah. And that's something else I think Sindhu struggles with, because she's a tall athlete, 179, 5'11", and I think she sometimes gets in a muddle on her defence when it's pushed straight at her.
Yeah. Usually tall athletes are having trouble on the body. That's wide.
Service over. 7, 13. Eight, 13.
That's good play from Sindhu. Oh, that's bad luck.
Yeah, that's a pity.
Service
That's bad
over.
luck.
That was the drive or fast shot anyway into the deep backhand corner of Seyoung that you'd been talking about earlier.
Yes, and this time it was well controlled by Sindhu. The other time it was pushed way out to the sideline. And that's wide. And Sindhu needs to have faith, keep having faith, because I've noticed that Seyoung sometimes is taking the foot off the pedal, and then the opponent is kind of getting a good chance to get back into it. And Pompowi Chuchuwang has done that on a few occasions.
16, 8.
But Chuchuwang is having the advantage of being more of a technical player than Sindhu.
Oh my goodness, great reactions from Seyoung. She also has the advantage of having played one less match because she had a walkover in her group against Yao Jiamin of Singapore. But the technical issue obviously is of far greater significance.
It's such a commanding lead for the youngster.
This is really a masterclass at the moment from Seyoung.
18-8.
We had a glimpse of that movement there from the Korean, leaping to forehand corner.
Yeah, smashed straight down the line, but not only that, the follow-up.
Yes.
She's in total balance.
It's landed in.
Service over. 9-18.
Oh, good defence that time.
Yeah. This time is long.
You know, I think Seyoung,
Service over.
it's sort of like her movement is a bit like Lee Chong-wei in that she sort of doesn't move, doesn't try and anticipate. She sort of stops and then when she sees where the shuttle's going to go, then pushes off.
She's got very, very good reactions.
Yeah.
Service over. 10-19.
And I would say a really, really nice low centre of gravity.
Yes.
And that's why she can take all these changes and movements in her legs, because she can change at any given time.
11-19.
Goodness, how did she reach that? That's brilliant.
Good play.
What a super shot from PV Sindhu.
It's all to do with pace, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really lovely control on that push down the line.
Unbelievable. Stops, then moves. Game point opportunities
Service over.
for Seyoung.
20. Game point. 12.
Yeah. Pressurising that backhand
Service
side
over.
of the Korean.
13-20.
She was there early. She had the
14,
opportunity.
20.
Yeah, she knew exactly what she wanted to do. And after missing it, and so many other times, I've noticed that she's always turning around to her coach, Wong Tat-ming. I think they've been building up a good working relationship here over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, that's where Sindhu is so good, her angled attacks using her height. So 3 game points have been well saved by Sindhu.
It's wide. Yeah.
16,
4 game points have come and gone, but another 4 remain.
I actually think that Pornpui Chuchuwong succeeded in coming back from a similar situation against Seyoung.
This time 21-16, the opening game in favour of Seyoung.
21-16.
21-16 in 18 minutes. Is the final rally. Smash straight at Sindhu once more, doing the damage. Body language there, you wouldn't have thought she's just stormed through the opening game, would you?
No, but I think it's much more in the eyes. And when I look at Sindhu, and looking at the eyes of Sindhu,
20 seconds.
I think she's having doubts.
Yeah.
And I don't see that in Seyoung, despite, you know, what you say, the body language and all that, but the eyes are looking strong.
Absolutely. Agree 100%.
Second game. Lahore. Play.
So 1 game to the good, 21-16, the opening game. Yeah. And it's these angled attacking shots that I think Pusarla has got to employ in this match.
Yeah, and I also think that's what Coach Park indicated. He wants her to be aggressive.
That's a good take, wasn't it?
It was.
And Seyoung was there.
1, 2.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Seyoung on the return of serve lifted it high towards the back court and did not try to pass Sindhu in any way with a fast shot. She simply just lifted it quite high towards the back of the court and said, okay, let's start from there.
Now you see, do you know what I mean about the movement? Because there, she didn't seem to be moving. She's almost standing there, and then that quick movement to get deep into her forehand corner to play the cross-court angled shot. It's that ability not just to run at the same pace the whole time on the court. She sort of has little bursts of fast movement. Short. Yeah, clever.
3-2. Service over. 3-4.
There's no doubt that Sindhu doesn't want to use the back court as well. It's flat drives, holds. There we got one.
Just long.
And despite she's playing with the drift, I still believe that she needs to make use of the back court to a certain extent to move her opponent around and make her cover all four corners of the court.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it would be very, very tricky for Sindhu to win.
Oh, well, she clearly thought that was out because she started to celebrate and then the line judge called it in. Hence the challenge. Here we go. Yeah, it was a good challenge too.
Correction, out. 5-4. Play.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Yeah, that's good play.
And that's gone long. How on earth did Seyoung get out of trouble there? That's amazing, the dive. Gets up again so quickly. Smash defence off the body.
And leaving the last one.
That is tremendous, isn't it?
Yeah, she's very, very quick. Back on her feet after such a dive.
There's another challenge here from Pusarla Sindhu. I think that's a little risky.
It's an emotional one, isn't it?
Very difficult for her to see that far back line. Virtually impossible for us to see it from our commentary position. Here we go. Clearly long. Thought it was risky. So only one challenge left.
Successful. One challenge remaining. 6-5. Play.
That's really nice play by Sindhu. Did you notice that she played a spinning shot on the spinning shot of the net? This one here, rather than lifting it, because Sindhu so often lift away from the net in situations like that.
Oh, look at that sort of double action again.
Service over. 7-6.
And Seyoung's court coverage is so good, isn't it? I think opponents just sort of feel, where am I going to get my winner from?
Yeah. You really have to make her stop and move in terms of technical skills, or you've got to outmaneuver her in terms of pace. That's the two options you have.
It's going long.
If you can't play faster than her, if you haven't got the shots that can unsettle her, you are in deep, deep trouble against her. This is goodbye, Sindhu. Oh, that's bad luck.
But there, again, I think another rally where Sindhu would have at least sort of felt that she'd got a weak reply from her opponent if it had been a different opponent. But everything comes back, and it comes back with interest, it seems, from
You have
Seyoung.
you have to have a lot of patience
Yeah.
when you play Seyoung. And I know this is a very risky statement, but I would not be surprised when we reach, I think it's Sunday the 19th of December, that the player in the red t-shirt is world champion.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me.
I don't think it would surprise too many people. It depends on the accumulation of tiredness. But she is still very young, and youngsters do seem to be able to recover much quicker than us oldies.
Service over. 7-10.
That was a little too casual.
8-10.
Good shot.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, Sindhu got really well out of trouble on that backhand side with the flat drive down the line. Really well played. But of course, this is just too accurate.
It's a wonderful slice, isn't it?
Which we don't see Seyoung do quite a lot.
Just inside the line. And a 3-point advantage at the mid-game interval.
She can win point, but she has to work in get what will happen. Yeah. But I will do
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
So what has Sindhu got left?
Yeah, but I think she still has done well here. 11-8. I know
Yeah.
she's still down by 3 points, but I actually think she's done well.
12-8.
She's getting, it seems, quicker and quicker.
8.
Yeah, the problem for Sindhu is that she's crossing over and standing on her right foot, and that's a little bit slower than if she was going out on the left foot and then playing the backhand shot. And that would have given her a chance to perhaps whip it cross court as well.
I think what's just I'm astonished about is the smoothness of the movement and the control of the movement of Seyoung.
Oh, she got that one too.
It's amazing. Absolutely incredible.
15.
Can't stop smiling because, you know, you thought that one was on the floor,
Yeah.
but not. It wasn't.
Well, although she hasn't won this final yet, and lots of things can happen, but I think that she is, well, she's already a star. I think she's going to be a huge star of the future.
Service over.
She will be tough to beat
Yeah.
15.
for some years to come.
Service over.
Well,
16.
we knew she had talent, didn't we, Morton? But I think she's come of age over the last 3 months since the Sudirman Cup.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I think her shot quality has got a lot better.
Yeah.
She's always been covering the court well, but the shot quality has got a lot better. Good play,
Yeah.
excellent play.
Service over. 10-16.
And one thing we know we can rely on is that PV Sindhu will never stop fighting.
No, definitely not.
Service over. 17. 10.
Well, if she does take this title, 3 titles, singles titles in 3 weeks, it's not been an awful lot of opportunities, it's got to be said, since the inception of the Super Series, 3 tournaments in 3 weeks, but it would be a remarkable achievement.
Oh, she's seen that one
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That cross court, that was anticipated way before that shot was hit.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Look at that. She is standing there. She's waiting for it.
Three points needed to emulate her sporting idol, Ratchnok-Intanon. Now winning 3 singles titles in 3
19.
weeks.
10.
Oh, my goodness. That's outrageous. The lunge forward when she was really late, somehow,
She slipped a bit.
and the physical strength to immediately be alert for the next one. It's match point opportunities for Seyoung. Not yet.
Service over. 11-20.
That's in.
Misjudgment there from the Korean. Third match point opportunity for Seyoung. And converts on her third match point and wins her third women's singles title in 3 consecutive weeks. That really is an historic achievement, emulating the player that she has admired as she's been growing up. Ratchanok Intanon won 3 back-to-back titles in 2016, India, Malaysia and Singapore. And now Seyoung has won 3 titles in 3 weeks in Bali. Come of age, a new star on the world scene. Confirmation of the scoreline 21-16, 21-12 in 39 minutes. And it wasn't just the victory, it was the manner of the victory that I think has been so impressive. And that on the back of leading her country in the Sudirman Cup campaign, in the Uber Cup campaign, doing well in Europe. In fact, having to retire injured in the final of the Denmark Open, has bounced back and bounced back brilliantly.
Korea only had 2 entries into the World Tour finals, both of them won.
That's a fantastic stat.
Women's doubles, women's singles.
Well, if she continues playing like that, I don't think it'll be terribly long before she is world number 1. Holding one finger up to indicate number 1, the best. You're certainly the best here in Bali, there's no question of that.
Please welcome the winners.
So both players step forward. And for Pusarla Sindhu, a third final at the end of year championships. And for a second time, she has to settle for second best.
And the winner, Seyoung, Korea.
But Seyoung here in Bali has been a sensation. Not completely 100%. She lost 1 match in the group stage, and that was to
Yamaguchi.
And the gold medal presented by Paul Erik Hoyer Larsen, the president of the BWF.
Song presented by Mr. Alexander,
But more signs that Sindhu is getting back to the sort of form, not quite there yet of her gold medal, but in defence of her World Championship next week.
Definitely on her way back.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. But whether she's all the way up there yet, I'm still doubtful. But it's getting a lot better.
Yeah.
And it's very nice to see. It's good to have her back.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
please will be presented by Ms. Magdalena Naimao, Marketing Manager of TotalEnergies Indonesia.
So the trophies, silver for PV Sindhu and a gold trophy for Seyoung. Yeah, there's a big smile underneath that mask, I can tell you.
There certainly is.
Well, wasn't one of the top 4 seeds because she finished the World Tour ranking at number 5. But that's sort of irrelevant, isn't it? The group stage, you get to play everybody else. Top 2 qualifying for the semi-final. And I think over the 3 weeks, Seyoung has got better and better. Now playing with huge confidence. And as Morton said, with the World Championships just a week away, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Very much a contender, there is no doubt of that. Yeah, a lovely smile from the champion. Well, we look forward to our next final, and it features the Indonesians, the world #1s, Marcus Fernaldi Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo, up against the World Championship silver medalists Takura Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi. Bali, and This is the Westin Resorts and Bali International Conference facility, all mixed into one. This is where we've been staying for the last month. It's absolutely beautiful. And not only have we enjoyed every moment, the players have absolutely loved it. The organisers